In these times that we live, we take strides to move on. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else.
Hello. How are you doing?
Double business. What's going on, people? Welcome to At the Root of It.
I'm Shannon.
This is boy B, aka the spiritual specialist. Oh wow. Hey, what's going on, people? Yo, sorry we had the mic muted a little bit, but welcome to At the Root of It. It is your boy B More, aka the spiritual specialist, here with your host.
Shannon, and more Shannon.
Shannon. We got Shannon on double vision today. I love it.
How you guys doing today? I was just thank you for tuning in tonight. Tonight's show is really important. It's really a topic that not a lot of people like to speak about, but it's really real and it happens in everyday life. But it's really how you handle it, how you perceive it to be, because today's show is called Rejection, the Silent Dream Killer.
Woo, rejection.
There's so many levels to rejection, especially it really depends, depending on if you've been rejected for a job or in a relationship or from your peers. You want to be a part of a certain group or crowd, but they don't reject you. They don't accept you. Relationships, you like this guy, you like this girl, the feelings are not mutual. What do you do about it? Then you have fear of rejection.
Ooh.
Where
a lot of people like that.
It was me. I was one of those people who had fear of rejection. So, and then there is also fear of success. So today we have two people on the panel that will give two different perspectives on rejection. And hopefully it will help somebody out there, because that's mainly what this podcast is about. It's to help people recognize those signs within them, and maybe hopefully just might take away something and let it be an additive to your life to help you move past that and learn how to accept it.
Facts.
I know how I've learned how to accept rejection is because of my faith. You see my shirt? It's because of my faith. So when God tells me no, now this wasn't something that it was like I accepted
right
all the time. Like this wasn't
like who wants to hear no? You know what I'm saying? Like especially when your intentions and you're going in hoping for a yes or expecting a yes. So if you hear a no, the complete opposite.
What?
You're not prepared for that. You haven't trained yourself or put yourself in a situation to where you constantly practice on how to deal with that. So
right. Yeah. And as far as me, I learned that when there's a no in my life, this is just personal. And if y'all relate, please put it in the comments. But when there's a no in my life, it's because God said no. And sometimes the no is not no final, but it's no, not yet. No, it's not. It's just not the time right now.
Or it could be no, not that.
Not that,
because I have something better. You feel me?
Right. So it really depends. So
it's all about how you look at it. It's all about how you take it. Perspective. Perspective is everything. Perception is everything, and it all depends on your perspective and your perception, because it's your answer that you're looking for. Yes. So it really depends on what it is that you're worrying about being rejected from.
Right.
It's always a way to put a positive spin on something.
Yes.
If you have that strength and mentality. And that's what I feel like these podcasts are for, to help you out and to drop some nuggets and jewels in your life to help you to deal with the everyday trials and tribulations of life, or how to handle them and how to respond to them, whether you're able to control it or not. Right. Whatever the situation is, how you still can control how you respond.
Right. So the first person I would like to bring on tonight is my brother, Ron Willis.
Ron.
Yay!
What up, bro?
It's my brother, man.
Yo.
I love him dearly. And Ronnie, I know you told a little bit about yourself in the first show, but give a little bit of information about yourself. Tell the peoples about yourself.
Ron Willis. I'm the brother. 51 years young. And just living life, you know. In a happy relationship right now, and that's about it.
And you're a DJ, Boom. And you're a DJ.
Yeah, DJ, amongst other things.
Yes, amongst other things.
That's dope. The happy relationship was dope. I like that. You're not in a relationship, you're in a happy relationship. That means everything. Because not all relationships are happy.
That is very true.
That means y'all putting in that work to make sure it stays what it's supposed to be. So I like that.
Well, you know, that's my big brother. So he has taught me a lot of different things. And one of the things that, with me being 8 years younger than him, I got to see from a male's point of view, like how they view women. And I think maybe he was one of the people that helped me with rejection, because it was certain things that I just learned not to do. So I didn't get those rejections like, nah, I don't like you type of thing, because I never played my cards like that, because I listened to my brother and his friends and stuff.
So he got some insight. All right.
He got some insight. Well, he schooled me. I mean, I'm his younger sister, so he schooled me on a lot of things.
Let's school the social media world right now.
But one of the reasons why I thought that it was he was a good fit for the show was because I had given him a call and I was telling him what the show was about. And Ronnie, what did you say?
Well, I said my thing is not about being rejected. It was about failure or not wanting to get rejected. So I would not even approach whatever I was approaching because of fear of being rejected.
Right.
And it kind of stopped me from doing a lot of things that if I had the confidence, and it all goes back to confidence also. If I would have had the confidence, I would have probably went on and tried to pursue whatever I was trying to pursue. But my fear of being rejected held me back a lot, you know, as far as like, you know, the music industry. And, you know, I remember back in the early 90s, you know, I come from a singing family. So, you know, I used to could blow back in the days.
Yes.
And I had a guy that wanted me to be a singer, and, you know, he wanted me to be, now we talk about early 90s, so he wanted me to be, you know, the street dude that could sing. You know what I'm saying? There was nobody out at that time doing that. So just because it wasn't nobody out at that time, I had doubts about that really working. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I hadn't yet really, really embraced my complexion. I was dark skinned, and dark skin still wasn't popping like that yet. So, you know,
now in the 90s, I'll be sure. Well, that's the
right. Yeah, I'll be sure. Yeah, Christopher Williams.
And what's the Christopher Williams?
Who we grew up. I grew up with Christopher Williams.
Tony Terry.
Yeah, so it was like. My fear of rejection, it played in my head like they're not gonna go for it, so I don't even want to play myself. So that led to me not even really trying.
So let me ask you a question. So what did you learn? What will you do going forward? Like, will you take those opportunities now? Have you grown past those?
listen, you know what you know what I saw was I heard other people's stories about excuse me, about how hard they went to pursue their dreams, and I felt like I didn't go hard like I should have. You know, they
Right.
didn't let nothing stop them.
Right.
And you know, when you hear success stories, you hear them how hard they went, and I didn't do that. You know,
Right.
and they probably didn't have a fear of rejection. They didn't care. So that helped me along the way to once I embraced my complexion, and then I started learning how to dress and everything to
Mm-hmm.
for things to go match my, you know what I'm saying? So it was a growing process. It was a
Right.
growing process.
That's dope. Now, so this is what I find that's weird. We have a habit, like, we fear rejection so much that we reject ourselves. We don't even allow us to get to the place of rejection. We already reject ourselves, so that's
We
weird.
already reject. It's all in your head.
Right, and it's like, that's crazy. It's like, man, we fear the very thing that we're doing to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's really wild about it. We're doing the same thing that we're fear. We're placing it upon ourselves.
Don't worry about it.
It might not even be the rejection.
Right.
We rejected ourselves. So how is it that we're
Before
afraid
you
of
even get to even attempt it?
That's so good.
That's so crazy.
But I think it is because we're our worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
So because we're our worst critic, we're like, nobody, or it's because you've heard negative self-talk. You have negative self-talk. So that outweighs you wanting to go forward because you hear yourself more than you feel the need to go and do.
We care too much about other people's opinions versus our own, to the fact that we'll let their opinion saturate our own, and we'll start believing that's our opinion.
See, now that's a good segue. Wait, one moment, Ronnie. That's a good segue for me to introduce our next guest, so that she can come into the conversation as well, because her story of rejection is totally different from Ronnie's. So it's all about the perspective. So give a round of applause. I present to some and introduce the others. Jim Jones. It sounds like Jim Jones, but Jim Jones.
Hey, y'all.
How are you doing, boo?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for being on our show. We really appreciate it. This is not an easy topic to talk about, so I really appreciate both of you guys in your willingness to be transparent enough to, hopefully help somebody, even if it's one person.
That's more than it was.
To say, all right, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do something about that, or that doesn't matter if they say X, Y, Z. I just hope that this really just helps people. So just give a little introduction.
So I'm 36 years old, about to be 37. I'm born and raised Orange Park, Florida, so Jacksonville native. I am a middle child, but my story is kind of different because my sister was 18 when I was born. So, and then my brother's 18 months younger than me. So it was pretty much me and my brother growing up. And my story, my parents started their own business and it was successful, and they did well enough to send us to private school. And so I'm in a world full of materialism, looks, appearance, just, wear the mask. So, sorry, I'm nervous.
Right. But you're saying something, even in the sense of what you said, wear the mask,
We do that deal, yo.
I really don't know. I mean, I developed at a very young age as a female, and starting at the age of like 5 and 6, my brother tormented me and told me at that young of an age that I was fat and that no one will ever love me and all we'll ever be is a fat girl. And I look back at pictures from growing up and I'm like, I wasn't even fat.
Right.
I was developed at a young age and the other girls hadn't caught up yet. But because I was told that, and because I was all the girls I went to school with were the blonde, perfect body, you know what I mean? It wasn't the brunette with the curves and the va-va-voom, you know, I was different. Right. And so I was told that. I eventually believed it, and it became who I was. It was Jen, the pretty fat girl, Jen, the smart fat girl. You know what I mean? It became what I saw everything through. Right. And it held me back from a lot of things in life. Whereas people that don't really know like Shannon does, Shannon knows me to my core. And but people just on the outside might look at me and think I'm confident and I don't have any self-esteem issues. I walk into a room and I command it, but that inside, people would have no idea, you know, what goes on in my head. And it's the battlefield of the mind.
So let me ask you. So with rejection, right? This is one of the questions. Do you feel rejection easily? And if so, why? Is it due to those
past traumas and instances? Like that's a great question. Is it something? Do you have a thick skin versus your thin skin?
Right. Like, what did that do to you? Did it propel you or did it hold you back? What did it do?
It held me. So it in a way, it was a good and a bad thing, because also I am a grateful recovering addict as well. And this is something that my counselor, who for 3 years helped me overcome so many obstacles as far as in my character defects, my problems, my wounds. But it's something that kept me from believing in myself and believing that I could do anything that I wanted to. It had me comparing myself to other people my entire life. Oh, well, yeah, I'm pretty, or what, I'm this and that, but I'm not that, or she's better, or whatever. You know what I mean? Just comparing.
So right there, I'm going to hold you right there. Comparison. I think comparison is really one of the killers of the dream. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, I don't look like her. I don't dress like her. I don't act like her. You know, I'm big. I'm small because small people have plights too. You know what I mean?
It's like you got your people that's saying, "Oh man, I wish I was," and then the same people
I wish I was like that. Like,
and then the whole time they're looking at you or I, thinking, "Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had that," but it wasn't until more recently that I was able to have positive self-talk, that I was able to capture my thoughts and challenge my perception and understand that I grew up with one of the most judgmental and critical families you could ever be raised by. So of course, you know, the measure to which we judge ourselves is the measure to which we judge others. So not only did it reflect on how I viewed myself, but it reflected on how I treated and viewed other people.
Right.
I was hard on them and I picked them apart just like I did myself.
That's really deep.
That's very deep.
Like, Ronnie, do you feel, well, before I even get to that question, I don't want to pass over what you just said, Jen, because at the end of the day, we have to know who we are. Mm-hmm. No matter what we look like, no matter what other people may make us feel like. And this is what this show is about. It's about self-love, self-worth, discovery, healing, and freedom. You know, one of the things that God wants us to be is He wants us to be free. He wants us to be delivered from all of these things because we're shaped like in our homes and our cultures. we're shaped in this mold, and we think that we have to be stuck there. But God has made us individuals. You know, He has really made us individuals. And if He wanted a cookie cutter world, He would have made us look like the Lollipop Guild. You understand what I mean? Like, everybody looked the same in the Lollipop Guild. Am I right or am I wrong? Didn't they all have green hair and, you know, or the munchkin, you know?
Yeah, everybody.
You know what I mean? Everybody looked the same. Nobody, you know, if He wanted us to be the same, He is all powerful, all knowing. He created everything. He would have made us just like that. Everybody the same. Everybody robotic. But whether you're thin or small, short or tall, it really doesn't matter. And those rejection things that we feel, I believe that it is just a reflection of what you think of yourself.
It is.
I don't think that it's anything or anybody else that is doing it to you other than you.
Yeah.
And if you don't get your mind right, if you don't think better of yourself, and so this is why I think I think now I don't want to be tested tomorrow on being rejected. Okay, I believe that I'm good at taking rejection
She gonna be tested tomorrow. Watch. Just because she said I don't want to be tested.
I don't want to be.
Going to get tested on that rejection. That's exactly how it works.
It's exactly how it works. But I think I could stand sure-footed and say that if there's a rejection, if there's a no, I know that there's something better.
Mm-hmm.
See, because I have hope. My hope is built on nothing less. I have hope that something, if it's not that, then it's something else and it's bigger than that.
See, I feel like when you know yourself, and you accept yourself for who you are, not your physical appearance and all that, because your physical appearance, those things can change.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily your height, certain things, but for the most part, you can change your physical appearance.
Right.
Matter of fact, they having elective surgeries now where you can change your height. I've seen things like that. Not necessarily saying I looked it up. I'm like, I like my height. I'm cool. I accept me for who I am. But you can change the physical appearance, but that's not going to do anything for what really matters, and that's your soul. Right. Because that's what you have to pay attention to and give all the attention and the self-love and the energy to let you know your spirit is great. And I'm great in the spirit. I'm great this. And when you see that, that's seeing the reflection of the inside of yourself. Mm-hmm. That's that self-reflection that we tend to put on the others when we speak in negative. Mm-hmm. And we really mirroring by talking about the negativity within ourselves that we don't want to deal with. Everything that you're saying to somebody or anything that's saying to you is based off of how they feel about selves, how you feel about yourself.
Brandon, that's a really good, sorry, Shannon. No, that's a really good point because I was so afraid of being rejected and I wanted everyone to like me so bad that I was a chameleon. I didn't know myself because I adapted and changed to whoever I was around, who they needed me to be or who they accepted. Mm-hmm. So I got to the age of, 28, 29, 30, I'm going to rehab and I have no clue who I am. Right. I had no idea who I was. So I had to, at the age of 30, 31, find out who's Jennifer Jones. Right. Who am I? What am I into? And now to this day, at this day now, I can say that, yeah, obviously I still struggle with it, but I care less about what people think about me now than I ever did because I don't like everybody. So not everybody's going to like me and that's okay. And I learned boundaries. I had to set boundaries for myself and other people. And once I learned that their crap is their crap, it has nothing to do with me, the way they're treating me or talking to me or whatever they're saying. It's about them, not me. So I think
that's facts. I love that.
So my question is, Ronnie, how can you silence that silent dream killer? How can you silence?
Well, it's all boils down to confidence now. And once you have confidence, you could achieve anything. And so I lacked confidence at that time. And also it's funny because there wasn't no blueprint of what he wanted me to be.
Right.
So it was like I don't even think this is gonna work. Like this, you know, it just put doubts in my head. But like I said, once I got confident in myself, then you know, and then I was able to move forward.
Right.
And like I said, but that takes time because, like you said, you have to find yourself as a person.
Right.
And once you accept your flaws and your strengths, and you understand your strengths, then who cares? Like I know what you may reject me for, and I'm fine with that. You understand what I'm saying?
I like what he said. You have to find yourself as a person. With finding, I feel like that's dope because we say that a lot, and we say we have to find yourself as a person. You have to find yourself as a person. That is very true. But a lot of us fail to realize that we're spirit. We're spirits living in the human body. So when you find yourself as that spirit, when you find that spark, find who you are, and you start to know who you are as a spirit, nothing on the physical will matter because you know that's just. It's like, yo, you reject, say it's a physical rejection. Okay, you don't like for this reason, that reason, and that reason. I feel like I take physical rejection very well. Why?
Me too.
Only because I know the simple reason. If you're telling me no, it is not an ego thing at all.
Right.
No.
I'm probably not your type.
Right.
Or you may not
have
time right now. You may not want to talk to me. You might not be wanting to be in a space where you want to date or try to get to know anybody. You just got out of something. You might not just be in that physical space. Or I'm not your type. It's not about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about me.
Right.
And even if it is about
me. That's how you be able to accept it better.
Right. I just think that we because we carry all of our emotional baggage everywhere, it's like okay, you know, oh my goodness. I see so many comments, y'all.
Yeah, I was just looking over and I was like,
I would love to get crowd participation.
Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
Please. Don't go now.
Go. Y'all can share it right now.
You can share it now, but please.
Oh,
please.
At 58, I'm finally beginning to not compare myself or my progress to others. Yet I fully understand that this is a day-to-day process that I must be intentional about. Therefore, I must connect with Christ daily to walk with me through it.
Ultimately, helping my overall perspective.
Shout out to Phoebe.
That's right.
Because
the thing about it most of all is, like I said, comparison. But not just that. It's just that because I don't want to sound selfish, and that's why I'm trying to choose my words, because I don't want people to think that when you're getting to know yourself and you pull back a little bit, that is being a selfish, but not a selfish individual where you're just like but you have to be selfish with your energy, your time.
That's the thing, don't worry about how people will perceive that. If you're being selfish for you and the intentions that you're being selfish to yourself or to help yourself heal and grow, you don't owe nobody no apology, no explanation of how they might perceive that. Because if you're healing, if you're being selfish to self-heal, and they perceive that in a negative way, they're not the true people that need to be around you anyway. That's because your true people are going to realize, you know what? It's not me. It's not personal. It must be something that they're going through. And because I'm a true friend, I'm gonna understand that and let them work their situation out. And they're gonna know that I'm here and they're gonna come back around. If anybody perceive that the wrong way, they don't need to be there anyway. So say what you mean. It's okay to be selfish about yourself because the energy that you feel is what you put out.
But it's also self-preservation. And one of the things that I did not learn, I was told that, but I didn't know what that was because I wanted to always be available. I wanted to always, you
get pulled so many directions.
I wanted to give. I just wanted to give because, like here.
And how did that leave you feeling?
For the most part, outside of my sister, none of it was really reciprocated like that. Or my brother, it wasn't reciprocated like that. You know what I mean? It just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. But then I had to really, and I also, but my pulling back was really of my energy. It was my time. It was like people would call me, or people would just be negative, or I had to really hone in on to say, okay, no, I'm not going to take on this, because I don't need that negative spirit around me.
That's a healthy form of selfishness, selfishness for you.
To make me think negative, or to make me do things negative, because we don't realize that what we're around, what we surround ourselves around. If you have people that is vain, mm-hmm. This is for Jen, right? Because this is one of the things that you had to go through. So if you're around people who's vain and steadily in the mirror and ooh, and they're smaller than you, automatically, instantly is comparison, and now I have to act a certain way. You don't have to act any type of way other than be good to people, be kind, be loving. Mm-hmm. Those things you do. But other than that, you don't have to accept people treating you the way that they want to treat you. You don't have to accept the negative talk that other people say about you. You don't have to accept those things. You can move past that if you know who you are. You know what I mean? You have to really know who you are, and you have to overshadow the self-talk, the negative self-talk. With I am affirmations. Like, I go to sleep and I listen to I am affirmations. And the reason being, and Bible scripture, I listen to all of that stuff, but I am affirmations because I never really thought enough about me due to rejection. Mine was more so, it was rejection, but it's more on the lines of betrayal. But when I did actually feel that emotion, because I have to feel that emotion, mm-hmm. I had to still feel it. Now, does it control me? No, but I had to feel it. And at that time when I did feel it, I felt like I wasn't enough. So when you felt rejection for the very first time, mm-hmm. what was the first emotion you felt?
Like, probably if and this is basically because I honestly don't remember my first time being rejected, but I can imagine what the feeling would be. I would probably think it would be like unworthiness. Like, my first feeling would probably be I would probably call it unworthiness, because it's like, man, why wouldn't I, or why don't you think that I should be, you know what I'm saying, something like that. But I don't know. Over time, I started applying. My whole thing was rejection from women, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I started to find ways around that. Like, okay, no is just a 2-letter word. At the end of the day, if you say no, that's it. It's a 50-50 chance you're gonna say yes or no. If it's a no, all right, cool, move on with about my business. If it's a yes, cool, we'll go from there. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things that I've grown to a place that I accept me. And I know me, I understand, I learned myself and understood myself. Mm-hmm. So even if it's somebody that I'm not, if I don't rock with you like that, I because of how I operate in such a loving capacity, I don't hate you. Right. But I love myself so much more than I love you that I will make sure I'm not around you. Oh, because I don't want that energy. I don't want that energy contagious and jumping on me. So I love me more than I love you enough to make sure I don't place myself in a situation that I might have to jump out of character on you.
That was so vital. That was just so vital.
That's what I mean by protecting your self-peace. I can only protect me by making the moves I need to make. If I can't move you out my way, then I'll move out your way. No, just so I don't snap on you.
Oh my God.
That's how I'm gonna maintain. You got to know how you are so you can know how to react.
The vital part, I believe that what I got out of everything is that you gotta love yourself before you love anything.
You got to, because how you feel about you is the energy that's going outward. So if you feel bad about yourself, you're gonna start looking at everything else in a negative way.
And all of that is gonna come
right back to you. So if you putting out positivity and love about self, I love myself. I love this. You know what? I am worthy. I am acceptable.
I was gonna say that. Oh, I was gonna say that, but wait, don't take it yet. Don't take it yet. Wait, Ronnie, what was the first emotion that you felt? What was the emotion that you felt when you got rejected the first time? Like,
what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm. You, Jen, what is yours?
I just why? I think it was anger towards God. Like, why did you make me this way? And yet my brother and my sister are skinny and, you know what I mean, are good at everything. I don't know.
That's deep.
See, so I said I felt not wanted, right? Mm-hmm. What did you say?
Unworthiness.
Okay. And Ronnie said not good enough. Mm-hmm. And you said angry. So the affirmation that I would say was I am good enough.
I am worthy.
No, that's Ronnie is not good enough. Okay, what is mine? I am wanted.
Yeah.
I am wanted.
I am worthy.
Ronnie?
I'm good enough.
Jen?
I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image. He makes no mistakes, right? No, I mean that's really where the
I need you to hold on because you gotta receive that. Like, I am wanted.
I am worthy. Like, I am.
Ronnie?
I'm good enough. And it's to the point where my kiss my ass meter is way up. So it's like
bro, like, get with it or get gone, because I don't care. I'm still gonna move. I'm gonna handle what I need to handle.
What?
You can either be on this path with me or you can fall off, but it's not gonna stop me from moving.
And I'm sorry, listen. It's some people. I know that there's seasons, right? So it's just certain people that just can't go. So I have that meter too. Mm-hmm. It's just on some like, no, this far no further. Yeah. I'm just not gonna do this any longer. I'm not gonna allow your viewpoint of me to hinder me in any way, shape, or form. So let's go to some comments, please. Tifa, when you know who you are, what others say is irrelevant.
Amen.
Yes, and more yes, because
big facts.
It really doesn't matter what they say.
Matter. I already know my shortcomings.
Did you pay my bills last? Did you pay? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay me?
Like, who are you? Like, okay, I'm hungry. Let me call you to get some food. Let me call you to do this. Because your opinion is so great of me. Let me call you to handle everything that you got an opinion over. All right, then kick rocks and move on.
I mean, but everybody will have an opinion, and that's fine.
Everybody got an asshole too.
See, that's another comment Let's see. Phoebe says, my goodness, my eye floodgates are about to burst open. Ooh, Lord. This is a necessary subject.
Hey, let them flow. Let them flow.
Yes.
Because the crying is healing, especially when it's a release. Let them flow.
I thank you, because this is what it is all about.
This is.
Because if we can't uplift each other, to give each other the tools to get out, even if you're not even all the way clear from the rejection dream killer,
you're gonna get there, because it's iron sharpens iron, right?
Right. And we just want to build each other up, help each other to get over these hurdles, so we don't
doing a podcast
right generation that has the same hurdles that we do. I don't want my grandson to grow up and worry about comparing himself to somebody else. He is beautifully and wonderfully made too. He has unique skills and gifts that God gave him, just like me, just like him, just like you, Ronnie, and just like you, Jen, and anybody else that's watching the show. Like, it is in you. You don't have, and like I said, I want to bring it actually back to what I said about rejection. Sometimes that no is for your benefit.
That no was a lesson.
Sometimes you have to learn the lesson. So on here, like, I have some 10 tips from Overcoming Fear Rejection. It's from healthline.com, written by Crystal Waypole. And the first tip is accept it. Accept it. You know, because it is what it is. You can't change it. You can't change it.
Yeah, it is.
The second one,
sometimes what didn't work out for you really worked out for you.
Right.
Like, you don't know what you was protected from. So that no was probably the biggest blessing that you got.
That's a good point.
You never know. You never know. The second one is validate your feelings. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to acknowledge that, okay, wow, I just felt rejected. I just felt rejected, huh?
And then release that.
Right. And then, okay, all right. Oh, and I got something else too. Then number 3 is look for the lessons. Look for the lessons in the rejection. Why? Ask the what, when, why, how, to see what it could have been, how you could have done better, when was the best time for you to say certain things. Just look for the lessons.
Because everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything.
So if, again, like you said earlier, if you didn't get that no, and going back into what you literally just said, what you may not be doing right, can go into you might not be ready for the thing that that you're wanting right now.
Not yet.
Just not
you
yet.
Almost. Like you're not gonna eat a half-cooked chicken.
Right. You damn sure ain't gonna eat no half-cooked chicken.
You're not. You're gonna want it to be cooked.
So you're gonna have to enact patience.
Yes.
So with yourself, just like you have to put patience in everything else, put patience with yourself.
Yes. The next one is know your worth.
Oh, that's probably the biggest one.
Know who you are.
That's probably the biggest one.
Know that you're important. Know that does not validate you. That no does not validate you or take away from you at all. At all. There's so many other things and possibilities out there that one no should not knock you off of your rocker. It should not. Okay. Number 5 is have a backup. Have a backup plan. A plan B. Always think a forward thinker, foresight. That's one of the things that I pray about all the time, God. And this is one of the things my pastor taught us in leadership. He was like, have the foresight, the insight. You know what I mean? Well, if this doesn't work, what do I need to tweak? What do I need to do? Maybe I need to go this route. Don't just stick to one thing, but just,
Or because sometimes when you've done all you can, you just stand. If you've done all you can, do I just need to be still and let it
let it play out?
Let it play out. So sometimes it's not always about doing something. Sometimes it's about not doing something because you're doing too much. You might just be in the way of your own blessing. You just might be in the way of your own blessing. Chill out. It's okay to relax and receive.
Yes.
It's okay to relax and receive. Yeah.
And then number 6 is narrow down the fear. So shut it up. Shut it up. I remember last show I told Brandon that I shake it off. Remember I scared off. I shake it off.
Shake it off, like literally shake it off.
Literally shake it off. Nah, I'm not scared. Even if you are.
I will literally tell myself. I will mentally tell myself if I feel a negative train. If one thought come and then the second one, before that third one hit, I'm like, oh nah,
oh nah,
no, because I already feel myself starting to feel in the way that I don't want to.
Yes.
So I understand that nobody else can get me out of this mode. If I have a choice to either stay here or get up out of here, and just as easy as I got in here, I can get up out of here. So those same negative thoughts, you know what? I just had 2 negative thoughts. Let me go ahead and counteract that with 5, 6, 7 positive thoughts and affirmations. And just be grateful for whatever I got going on right now.
That's right. Number 7 is face your fear. Just face it.
Embrace that.
I remember during the summer, I think it was the summer, and Will Smith had this video that he did. Remember, he just got on social media and he was doing all types of stuff. And he had made a video about fear. And about just doing it, like jump out. Don't think about it. And you'll realize that the fear wasn't really nothing but you just standing in your way. Like
your own way.
You just standing in your way.
I feel like you should face everything and rise. if y'all didn't catch that, that's an acronym for the word fear.
Look, face everything and rise. There it is.
That's how you embrace your fear, because your fear is gonna make you the greater. Once you embrace it, you realize, oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Now you just grew a little bit, you just overcome a little bit, and now you know I can handle it because it was me. It wasn't that.
It wasn't that.
Now you apply that same logic to something else that may jump in your way, and now you just overcame that. As you said, you go back up to what you said earlier. Learn.
Yes, those lessons.
Learn those lessons.
Mm-hmm. Face your fear. That's face your fear. Avoid negative self-talk. We just talked about that.
We just talked about it. Switch it up.
I had a pastor that would tell me all the time, Pastor Michelle. She would say, "Shannon, stop the tape in your head. Stop the recording in your head of all the negative stuff that people have spoken to you." And I didn't understand it at the time. Like this was like in 2013. It's 2021. You know what I mean? Like, this is not just like, okay, boom, you're done. You got this. This is like this is a process. You know, you'll never arrive because then God is complete. No, you'll always have these learning curves, just like we have growing pains. You can't stop the growing pains, but you gotta grow anyway. You gotta grow regardless, and it's gonna hurt.
I don't know any trees that stop growing unless they get cut down.
Oh, trees.
The leaves might fall off, branches might fall off, but the tree itself is standing. It's still rooted in the ground. It's still rooted in its foundation.
That's why God gave me the root.
At the root of it, there's the tree. You are the tree of life.
Yep.
Hey, can I say something?
Wait, let me just give the last two. Lean on your network. Lean on your network.
Because your people around you are going to be the ones that's going to and recognize those real people.
Not the ones that's going to yes you to death. Not the ones that's gonna allow you to fall on your face so they can laugh at you. Not those people.
Have somebody that's going to help you.
But the people that's really going to tell you the truth. That's going to hold you accountable for your word, the words that you speak out of your mouth. Because those people that hold you accountable actually helps you, propels you forward, and not think about all of the negative naysayers, but it keeps you going. If you can take constructive criticism. If you cannot take constructive criticism, and when somebody tells you about you, and you say, well, you do it too, you ain't receive it. You didn't receive it. All you did was reflect it back on me, but you didn't actually do introspective work and say, do I do that? Let me see. Oh, wow. Wow, because those are the hard things that I had to do, you know, and I know many other people had to do, like sit back like, wow. Do I really do it like that? Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry works too, but I'm getting sidetracked. The last one is ask for help. Hopefully you have a support team that you can ask for help as far as emotionally, that won't ridicule you for feeling the emotions.
Glad you said that, because I was wanting to say that. Please don't get constructive criticism misconstrued with shade. Right. Don't get the two misconstrued, because you know who those real people are around that'll be like, you know, they're coming from a loving place telling you something that, you know, hey, I want to help you out with the situation, or here's some advice for the situation, versus they throwing something, they saying something a little shady at you, blah, 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 and they're trying to make light of it, but at the same time trying to throw something at there, saying, letting you
don't want those people. You don't want those people.
You want the people.
You want the people as Willie Moore Jr. I've taken it. He said, you know, the people that hit you in your shine line, that you know that you can really depend on.
You want a Shannon Willis on your team.
Hey.
You want a Shannon Willis.
Well, I mean, because there's really no judgment zone with me. I don't judge anybody. I love everybody. I was mandated to do it, and I'm going to continue to love on people, and regardless of their walk of life, regardless of what they choose to believe in, regardless of anything, because God is love, and that's his greatest commandment, is for us to walk in love. And in order for us to walk in love, we must have an understanding and respect for other people, and whether they like it or if they reject what we're saying. Like, this message could be rejected all across the board. Am I going to lose faith? Am I going to lose hope? Am I going to stop? Am I going to quit? Am I going to cry. No, I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm just going to make the next one even better. I'm going to continue to propel forward. And mind you, I used to have a fear of rejection. I was just like my brother. I had a fear of rejection too. I did not want to do anything because who's going to pick me? Not me. Mm-hmm. But that's because I've heard a lot of negative self-talk a lot throughout my life spoken to me. So because of that, it limited my belief in myself for me to even think outside of the box. It didn't allow me to think outside of the box because when you hear, who wants to hear about you? Mm-hmm. You know, or, oh, you think you can really do that? Well, we'll see. Those things, they attach itself to you and you begin to wear it like you wear clothes.
That's like anything. You can add little water droplets to anything, but if you keep adding those water droplets, eventually you're going to get a gallon of water. Yeah. And it's going to be heavy.
It's going to be heavy.
Those little water droplets of negative opinions is eventually going to weigh on you.
So you got to learn how to just...
Before you go to the next card, what was that you wanted to say, Jen, if you had lost your thought?
Oh, no. What I was going to say was... crap. I don't remember now. Sorry.
It's all good. If it come back to you, go ahead and throw your hand up because I felt like that's something somebody needed.
Yes, because in all actuality, Jen, you really gave a good perspective, and so did you, Ronnie. You know, rejection is a broad. Oh,
I remember.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, Shannon's working on that with me with interrupting. So, anyways, so it was that. Oh my God, I lost it again. Jeez. No. Okay, so once I realized, so I was such a victim my whole life because of what had been done to me, whatever. I went to rehab with a victim mentality. I went through recovery with a victim mentality, and I think once I was finally able to admit it, face it, and start to change from that, and I realized that I'm the only one. Nobody's going to come and save me. Nobody's going to come and transform my mind, transform my thoughts, make it all go away and wave their wand and everything's good and peachy and you wake up and you're happy one day. No. Once I realized it's called self-esteem for a reason. It's called self-care, self-love for a reason. You're the only one. I'm the only one that is going to change that or change my perspective or change those thoughts that come in my head. Right. And it's something that I will probably have to work on until I die. But once I was able to take accountability for my mentality, I'm not a victim. Right. Things happen in life to everybody, but I'm an adult now and I'm aware and I'm capable of, anyways.
So I wanted to, if you had any advice to give to the people out there on what to do to minimize the emotional part of rejection, what would you say?
Well, I can't speak for anybody else, but I think it's probably with all of us, we tend to personalize when we feel rejected or we feel we've been rejected. I know I've made it that there's something wrong with me. My whole life, there was something wrong with me. I never thought of it like that's just their personal opinion.
Right.
And their personal opinion is not written in stone. No, God says who I am.
Right.
God says who I am. And I have to work on believing that, because the more I believe it, the more I love myself and the more I don't care what other people. So I would have to say that try not to make that something's wrong with you all the time. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times it isn't. A lot of times it's just their opinion, and you just pick yourself up and you keep moving. And I think that's, you asked earlier, did it hold me back? Or it held me back, but at the end of the day, I am a strong person that I know I can get through anything now because I've had to get through everything on my own. You know what I mean?
Okay. Ronnie, what would you say?
Repeat it again.
If you could tell anybody how would they to get through the emotional rejection, what would you tell them to do?
I would tell them to, like I said, find themselves and be happy with what they have. And once you're happy with what you have and what you can, once you're happy with yourself, right? You don't care what anybody else has to say.
Right.
Okay, you feel that way about me? Kiss my ass. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel. So that's what you're telling the people?
Tell me kiss your. Hey,
yes, kiss my ass.
That's some sound advice. I ain't mad.
I'm dead serious. That's how I got over my, my little whatever I felt that were my shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
I got over it because not everybody's gonna like everything about you. So whatever you don't like about you about me, yeah, but you're missing out on what's the good parts about me.
Right.
So it's your loss.
Right.
Good stuff. You, Brandon?
If I had to give anybody an advice on embracing emotional rejection or handling or dealing with emotional rejection, I probably would let them know that it like we were pretty much always saying, it doesn't matter what anybody else say. You know if you got work to do on yourself.
You know. That's
you know. It's all whether you choose to acknowledge that and do the work. So if somebody is saying something about you, and whether you say anything back to them or you acknowledge it right then and there, you mentally know if that hit the nail on the head, or they ain't on the mark at all.
Right.
So that's pretty much it. If you know they hit the nail on the head, then it's some work you need to do. You need to embrace it.
Swallow your pride, baby. Swallow your pride.
Fix it, deal with it and fix it, or continue to be that way and continue to receive the stuff that you're receiving, the feedback that you're receiving, or if that's that case. If that's not the case at all, and whatever that person is talking about or whatever they're talking about just does not apply to you, or the rejection from a job or something like that doesn't work in your favor, look, it's not me. It must be something else in the works, because I can only see what's going on in the physical. It's a whole spiritual realm that I can't see in. So it's something over there that's working on my behalf or protecting me from something.
Right. I believe it's more so protection than anything else, due to the fact that at the end of the day, we think that we are in control of our lives, but it's still walked out. It's still predestined.
Mm-hmm.
It's still predestined. We have free choice, of course.
And we definitely have control on how we react to the things we can't control in our life.
Right.
Most definitely. But ultimately, wherever we go, however it happens, the lessons are going to be learned if you want to learn those lessons.
Because they're going to keep repeating themselves until you learn.
You learn the lessons. Like, you have to learn the lessons. If you don't, then maybe you might go through a season of just rejection. I know that I went through a season of rejection and betrayal. So until I got it, until I said, hold up. And I said it like that. Hold up.
Oh, man.
I'm not gonna do this anymore. What you said or what I hear in my head that's negative self-talk is not true. I rebuke it. I mean, I really brought my thoughts under subjection. Like, no, you can do this. Like, you are an encourager for other people, but you don't know how to encourage yourself. You don't know how to uplift yourself and speak into your life. You can speak into everybody else's life, but you can't speak into your life. You don't believe that you deserve the same things that you say other people deserve. You don't think that those are the things that you require in your life as well.
And that's where the problem is.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. Know that it's okay. Know that, it's okay not to fit into that round, into the pegs of life that people have. And I just wanted to just say I thank y'all. I thank y'all very much.
Thank you so much, y'all.
For being on the show today.
Dope feedback and info.
Yes. And I really hope that it has helped someone. It has helped me. Jen, thank you so much. Ronnie, thank you so much. To our viewers,
thank you so very,
please
very much.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Like and share.
Comment.
Tell your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, really quick, follow my Instagram page. Be More Peaceful 1225.
Yes.
And make sure you catch your spiritual special news for the day. I do those Monday through Friday. So yes. Be More Peaceful 1225 on Instagram. Follow me. Follow.
I love y'all. Till next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow.